Welcome to This Must Be Heard, a recurring podcast featuring discussions of Delaware County Community College's events, achievements, and initiatives. Today, Jeannine Kelly talks with the Vice President of the LGBTQ Club Luis Oliveras and fellow club members James Yocco and Kester about their roles in the upcoming drag show at DCCC as student performers. Thank you for listening.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jeannine Kelly. I am your host today. We are in the studio with three of our student drag performers for the upcoming DCCC Drag Show. First, I have Luis Oliveras.
Hi, thanks for having me. My name's Louie. I'm the vice president here at the LGBTQ Club, and you'll be seeing me in the show as Lola.
Lola. Okay, looking forward to that. And I also have James Yocco.
Hi, thank you for having me. This is my third semester with the LGBTQ Club at DCCC, and you'll be seeing me in the drag show as Jimmy Neutrino.
Okay, Jimmy Neutrino. All right, we also have Kester here.
Hi, this is my third year at the LGBT club. I'm not exactly sure how many semesters that are. I can't do the math right now. My drag name's also Willard.
Willard, it's so great having you guys here. Let's get the conversation started. Louis, what attracted you to becoming a drag performer?
So I've actually never done it before. This event would be the first time I'm actually performing and putting together something I've always wanted to for years. I've been to a few drag shows in my life. I think like 3 now. I went to the last one that the DCCC has hosted, and that really like made me push to want to actually do it for myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so James, have you done this before? Have you been in a drag show before?
I haven't either, and I had sort of a similar inspiration to Louis where I saw the DCCC show last year, and really saw an opportunity to like express my queerness in like a new way. I think Clay has performed before.
Yes, this performance will probably be make it so I've been performing for a year. I started at the show last year, and my reasoning was kind of similar to James and Louis, where I was kind of interested for a while. I have an acting background, and I've been interested in bringing that back too. And kind of as a transmasculine individual, it's kind of been able to open me up to exploring more of my identity. I performed in the show last year and have been kind of performing throughout the year since then. I was at the Delaware County Pride Festival, and I also perform occasionally at the Painted Mug in Philadelphia that does amateur nights.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you perform. That's great. Okay, so all right, James, I'm going to ask you this. How did you create your drag persona? What was your inspiration?
Right. So, thank you, Janine. So I'm calling my drag persona Jimmy Neutrino because my name is James and I'm kind of small. And kind of like what Clay was saying, I think a lot of how I want to do drag is to sort of embrace like my transmasculine identity and like explore and maybe like even parody some aspects of like masculinity, like I'm taking more of the drag king angle rather than like the traditional like man performing as a drag queen that I think a lot of us are used to seeing in the media.
Right.
So that's sort of the angle I'm coming at with this.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Okay, so here's a question, Louis. I'll just address this to you. Have you gained support from your friends and family?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been out to my family for a long while, like several years now, and they've definitely known that I've wanted to do drag for so long, and now that I like finally got the chance to, I'm inviting a lot of my family to come see the show. So yeah, they'll definitely be there and they'll be supportive, and I have some friends there as well. So yeah, like as far as that goes, I'm pretty well off, yeah.
That's good. It's great to hear that. I I'll just share with you. I have some family members that are very close to me that are from the LGBTQ plus community, and I am their ally. I'm probably their biggest supporter, along with other family members. And it's just, it warms my heart to hear that you have so much support. And I just, it's good to hear that. And I can understand why your family would be proud of you and want to be there for you.
Yeah.
How about you, James? How do you feel about this? Like, do you feel like your family and friends are being supportive, or how's that going for you?
Yeah, I was actually hesitant to bring this up to my family at first because I didn't think it would come as a surprise, but I did think, they might think it was a little strange, but I've had a positive reception too. I think that's really great because they've adjusted to this, I think, a little bit faster than they adjusted to like me coming out first time or the second time.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I've come out as trans and I've come out as, queer. So
right. Okay. And how about you, Clay?
Yeah, my family's mostly just my mom and my brother, but they're both really supportive. Like James said, I think it didn't come as much of a surprise to them now because I've already came out as trans and queer myself.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I have a really supportive family. My mom wasn't at the show last year, but she watched the Zoom for it and she really enjoyed it. So
Well, that's great. I'm sure it's kind of fun for them to be able to see that other side of you up on stage, when you perform too. So I'm sure it's fun for them as well. Okay, so Louis, how have you been able to juggle your interest in drag and other responsibilities that you have as a student or any other activities that you're involved with?
Yeah, I mean, I will admit it's been a little tough because midterms and like finals are coming
Mm,
up, and I'm a studio art major, so I've been working on like art projects on the side, um alongside preparing for the drag show. And what's helped me a lot is trying to see the drag show as less of like a task to get done or like a
mm,
responsibility and more like another art project. Because, my art projects, I find it a lot easier. I enjoy it a lot. And the preparing for drag, it's the first time I'm ever doing it, so there's a lot of anxiety like that comes with it. So I've just been trying really hard to kind of, I guess, meld it together with my what I do with my art.
okay.
Hmm.
Great. I can understand that nervousness. When I was younger, I used to perform and I've been singing for a long time, like since I was a kid.
Mm.
So like there's always that, those jitters that you have before a performance. And I can imagine since, it's the first time that you're doing it, Louis would feel that way. And James, I know it's your first time as well. So I'm sure, do you feel a little nervous about this or
a little
how do you
nervous.
feel?
Yeah, a little nervous, but I've done cosplay before and like gone to conventions and things like that. So I try to look at this in a similar way where it's also sort of a costume I'm putting together. And so it's been fun.
Oh, great. All right. Awesome. Um, okay. So Clay, I know you've mentioned that you've done some other performing. What made you decide to participate at this drag show at DCCC?
um I still think that my performance last year was probably like one of the best experiences I've had. As far as like places I've performed at, the LGBT club here is really supportive and everybody has
Mm,
been really great with like hyping me up the first time. So I'm really excited to be able to come back. Um, the campus life at the college has been really great and because I've had some negative experiences in high schools and
mm.
stuff like that, it's been really like nice since going to college and being able to have a completely different atmosphere where people are a lot more open to it.
That's really good to hear. Because you never know what you're going to get when you go to a school. Like, what is it going to be like when you get there? And to know that you have a supportive community, makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so I'd like to ask all of you what suggestions you might have for people that are coming to a drag show for the first time. What might they expect? Louis, could you tell me what your thoughts are on that?
Yeah, well, I've been to a couple drag shows outside of like campuses before, as well as the one hosted last year. And I guess for anyone who's never been to a show, it's good to keep in mind like it's definitely loud and like the room is just like so full of energy and like it's okay to like cheer, clap, and like just really bring energy into the room. I know that like especially the stage that we're going to be having it on, it might be like intimidating, like, oh, we need to be respectful. And you do want to be respectful, of course, but you also don't have to basically, or you don't have to essentially have so much courtesy. It's okay to like let loose and really like feel the show and like the music that's like super loud and just really cheer on what you're seeing and just like relax and have fun in that kind of environment.
That's great to know. I have to be honest, I've never been to one before, and I'm excited to see the show. So it's good to know that. How about you, Clay? Do you have any
Um,
suggestions?
I guess this is both for people attending and for also anybody who's interested in performing. Um, if there is are you're able to interact with performers after the show, don't be afraid to approach people. I think I found when I started performing, I was really intimidated about being able to talk to people, especially when it came to like professionals that have been doing it for a while. But all of the people I've been able to meet so far has been great. And being able to build a community, especially if you're another queer person, is really nice to have. So that's one thing that I can add.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing that, Clay. So James, what are you most excited about for this year's drag show?
That's a great question. So one thing that's really different about this year compared to last year's drag show is that we have more student performers this year. Us, and there are, I think, at least two other performers so far who are students at the school. And I think that's a really exciting opportunity to see amateur student work, on campus.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. And what about you, Louie?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing. It's nice to see, um, like, I guess I know some of us are like quite beginner, but it is nice to see, I guess, beginner drag queens as someone who is going
Mm,
to be one. Um, I'm really just excited to kind of see what it's like because it's been a lot of I have performed on a stage before, but not quite like this, and it's been several years since then.
mm.
So I'm really excited to just kind of feel it again and know what it's like if I ever decide to do it again in the future. Um, yeah, it would just be nice to really feel it the first
Okay.
time.
All right. I give you a lot of credit. I know it's not easy to put yourself out there, so I think you're going to do great.
Thank you.
Okay. So, all right, here's a big question. Why should people come to see the show?
I think that people should come just because it's fun. And also, I think a lot of people miss that drag is also an art form. And I think it's really important to be able to support, especially younger queer artists, especially in the
Mm.
current political climate where there is a lot of disinformation about drag and things like that. Um, and it's just a lot of fun being able to see people perform and the different makeup and what everybody brings to the table.
Okay, it's about time to wrap up. Louis, could you tell us how we would go about getting tickets for the drag show?
Yeah, of course. If you're on campus, there's flyers posted just about everywhere and on every screen. There's two QR codes, one to reserve your tickets if you haven't yet, and another if you can't make it in person, there is a Zoom code you'll be able to attend online. And if you're watching this on YouTube, that same flyer will be posted on the screen with those two QR codes right there.
Thanks for all those details. It sounds like it's going to be a great show. I hope a lot of people come out to see it. I'm looking forward to it. And okay, so we're getting ready to wrap up here. This has been a great conversation. I just wanted to ask you guys if you want to share some of your final thoughts. Clay?
Yeah, I hope everybody is able to make it. Just as a reminder, the tickets are free to reserve. You just need to reserve ahead of time, but there's no cost for them.
How about you, James?
Thank you so much for having us. I hope anyone watching can come out and see us and the other student performers perform this year. It's going to be really exciting.
And Louis, any other thoughts from you?
Yeah, same goes. I mean, come support all the student performers, all the beginner drag queens, and even the non-beginners. Just come support like drag. It's great. It'll be fun. So come by.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you to our listeners, and we're out.
You've been listening to This Must Be Heard, brought to you by the New Media Lab and the Office of Athletics and Campus Engagement. Today's hosts and producers were Jeannine Kelly and Raymond Porras. Our guests today were Kester, Luis Oliveras, and James Yocco. Our co-executive producers are Raymond Porras and LaShonda Stevens. Our production coordinator was Fafali Siseglo. Raymond Porras edited our episode, and Sharpjohn Osjohn prepared our title cards. Victoria Colbreth and Samuel Larson designed our cover art. Indigo Fraser composed our theme music, and I am Callie Miller, your announcer for this episode. Special thanks to the Director of Athletics and Campus Engagement, Allison Gleason, and our faculty advisor, Professor Maria Boyd. If you have an interest in participating in the New Media Lab, contact the Office of Athletics and Campus Engagement, or reach out to us on Instagram at DCCC_New Media Lab. Be sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks again for listening.